Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Peter. It's now been 9 months since you saw this happy face with me unpacking the FX Impact M4 for the first time. Since then I've made 18 videos in the FX Impact M4 series, so I think I'm pretty well equipped to make this 9-month review. In this video I will cover some different subjects, starting out with tuning, going into liners and ammunition, then accessories, and at the end I'll make a conclusion where I go into the pros and cons on the M4 and give you my honest opinion. I'll give you some times here where to find the chapters on the timeline so you can switch back and forth between the chapters. In this video there will be a lot of references to past videos, so if you want to dive into a specific subject, you're welcome to go back to my channel and check out those videos. This is gonna be a pretty long video, so if you want to divide it into 2 pieces, that's perhaps a very good idea, but if you decide to watch it all in one go, I'll recommend you to go grab a beer, some popcorn, lean back, cause here we go. Let's start out by talking about tuning. I have made this video where I show you 3 different methods on how to tune your Impact M4. I'm not going to go into the details in this specific video, but I will advise you, if you haven't seen it, go and check out that video, and let's pretend that you have seen the video and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'll refer to the 3 methods that I'm talking about. There's the easy tune, there's a standard tune, and then there's the advanced tune. The advanced tune, I sadly still haven't found a way to make that work here in the M4, but it did work in the M3, and actually just recently long-time subscriber Chris told me that he used the advanced tune in his M3, so I know it's not only me who has made it work. So happy for you, Chris, that you made it work in your M3. Currently I'm using something in between the easy tune and the standard tune, because in the easy tune you release the front valve adjuster completely, maybe all the way out to the 4th line, and in the standard tune you turn it in until it starts to reduce your velocity, and then you release it just a little bit. My new way of tuning is by releasing it just like half a turn, and that still gives you this good harmonic feeling of the gun that you're looking for, and it also saves the air consumption. But as I said, if you want the full understanding on how to tune your M4, please go back and watch this video, because it tells you in detail exactly what you need to do. Now let's talk about liners and ammunition. And the first liner that I'll talk about is this, the STX Superior liner with a 1 in 28 twist rate. This twist rate shows us that it is a pellet shooter, and the way to understand about twist rates is that when you have these grooves in the liner, for the groove to complete a full rotation, a 1 in 28 will be completed in 28 inches. And if you have a liner in the other end, like this new Slug liner that has a 1 in 16 twist rate, it will finish a full rotation in just 16 inches. So this means that the 1 in 16 is faster and therefore more suitable for slugs, and the 1 in 28 is a slow twist rate and therefore suited for pellets. The 1 in 28 is no longer in production. Actually, it had a very short production run, and I can only guess why, but my guess would be that it didn't live up to FX standards. So still, you could possibly get a gun perhaps used, perhaps somebody's offering you a liner like this, but you'll know that this is specifically for pellets. It was produced in 5, 6 and 700 millimeter liners, and it was, yeah, as I said, mainly used for pellets. My 700 millimeter M4 was actually delivered with this one, and to be quite honest, I don't think I shot more than 50 shots with it because I'm not too much into pellets, so I can't really give you an honest review of this liner because I really don't know it that well. But with the liner discontinued, I guess that FX has told us that yeah, perhaps it was not also good. The next liner is this, the STX Superior liner. This was the successor to the STX liner, and the way that it is different from the STX liner is that this is both suitable for pellets and for lighter slugs. And in 177, the term lighter slugs in my philosophy means from 13 maybe up to 15 grains. I know that some people have shot even heavier slugs in it and had great success with it, but from my experience I would say that 15 grains is the heaviest slug that I'll shoot in it. And what I need to mention about this particular liner is that it was produced in both 300, 380, 5, 6 and 700 millimeters, and I've only tested this this liner in 5 and 600 millimeters. Sorry, no, I've of course I've also tested it in 700. I'm holding it right here. But what I meant to say was that I have tested it in 5 and 600 millimeter, where I think it did a very good job, both with pellets and with the slugs. I will say that, in my personal opinion, that the older STX liner handled pellets better than the Superior liner, but with the slugs, it has handled the 13 grainers and the 15 grainers pretty well. The 700 millimeter liner is a different story. It is without a shadow of a doubt the worst liner I've tried so far. It gave a huge spread, and I'm talking like 30-35 feet per second in spread, and as soon as I returned to the 600 millimeter liner, it disappeared completely. The bad thing is that I did not expect the liner to be the problem, so I actually sent the gun back to FX and was without my gun for 2 months, and all I got was a different liner and the same problem when it came back. So what I did was to, yeah, take this liner out, install the 600 millimeter liner, and everything was back to normal, and I had a well shooting liner. The next liner I want to talk about is the STX Superior Heavy liner. It has a 1 in 18 twist rate, and it handles heavier pellets like the 16 grain JSB Beast very well. I've also tested it in 600 millimeters, and that was the same. It did very well. With the slugs, the heavy liner eats almost anything that you feed it, at least in 700 millimeter. In 5 and 600, I haven't tested it in 500, but in 600 millimeter I have, and like with the Superior liner, I recommend shooting 13 or 15 grainers. If you go to the 700 millimeter liner, it will shoot almost anything, and I'm talking like seriously good. Talking about the slugs in the 13 grain range, I want to show you a group here that I shot with the 12.5 grainers from NSA. I'll not go into the specific tune of my gun during this test, because my setup is probably much different from yours. I would rather that you take a look at this video and learn how to tune the gun yourself. What a start. First group of the day. Whew, that's amazing. And what you saw right there was a 14mm group shot at 100 yards. It was a part of my ultimate slug barrel. You can see the video right here. There were 3 videos in that particular series, and it was a very thorough test to see how different slugs performs in the 700mm heavy liner. Next one I want to show you is my absolute favorite slug of them all, the 16 grainers from SAN. I don't want to shoot more today. And that right there was a 13mm group at 100 yards. Also a group that I shot in the ultimate slug barrel, but the video about the slugs in the 16 grain range. And honestly, that is the best configuration I've shot in the M4 so far. The 16 grain SANS 700mm heavy liner, just a blast, super consistent, very accurate. I can only recommend it. Before we move on to the last liner, I just want to mention that I actually have two heavy liners here, and the difference between those are that they are different generations. So if you look at this picture down here, you can see that there are something called a PID number, and the one with the, what is it? Is it the lowest? Yeah, the lowest number is the oldest one, and actually the one with the high number is the one that I have installed here in my M4 right now. So there is a slight difference between these two generations of the heavy liner, but what the difference is, I don't know. I'm just in the middle of testing it right now, so surprise, surprise me, I'm testing something. Yeah, might be new to you, but I am, and I will see if the first or the second generation is the best liner. The last liner that I'll present to you is the new accu-tec slug liner, and as the name implies, it is a liner specifically made for slugs. It has a 1 in 16 twist rate, so that's why it is specifically for slugs. I have made a number of videos. You can see some of them here, and in these series I'm testing quite a lot of different ammunition and at different velocities, and I want to show you a couple of groups and starting out with the 16 grainers from H&N. That was a spectacular group. And what a beautiful group that was. A little 13mm group at 100 yards. Just a super group. Next one I want to show you is even better, and that's shot with the 20 grainers from SAN. SAN 20 grain approved. And an even better group right there. I bet you could see it on the expression of my face that I was pretty happy with the result from that. That was the 20 grainers from SAN and an 11mm group shot at 100 yards. And the story about this slug liner is that I have shot so many groups below 20mm at 100 yards, and these groups that I just showed you were clearly some of the best. But what I'm gonna tell you right now is probably gonna confuse you if you compare the groups that I've just shown you, because if I'm to choose between this, the slug liner, and the heavy liner, I will choose the heavy liner every time, because the heavy liner is more consistent and it shoots a greater variety of slugs very well. So with the selection of liners from FX looking like this, you can see that the superior liner with the 1 in 28 twist rate is no longer in production, and the only two liners left are the STX superior liner and the STX slug liner. As for the superior liner, well, if you're not shooting the 700mm liner, you're fine. It's a great liner. But if you're shooting the 700mm liner, I certainly hope that FX has made another generation of this liner, because the one that I have right here is just not working. Looking at the slug liner, I haven't tried it in 5 or 600mm, but I've heard from many people around that they get the same results as I do. So it will shoot some very decent groups every once in a while, but the consistency is just not there. At least not as good as it is in the heavy liner. My experience is only with the 700mm, and that's definitely my picture of the slug liner. So my conclusion of the current liner setup is that, yeah, 600 millimeter, it's okay with the superior liner, but with the slug liner, I'm not too impressed, and I really hope that they make a new generation of the slug liner, or that they bring back the heavy liner. Now let's talk accessories. I've had a lunch break. I even managed to spill some curry sauce here on my t-shirt, so I'm really ready to talk about accessories. There are so many available out there, and it's impossible for me to cover them all, so I'll focus on the ones that I have prioritized. The first ones that I'll talk about are the ones that will affect your accuracy and will improve your accuracy. First up is, of course, selection of liner. I covered that pretty well already, so go back and watch it again. Next one is the carbon fiber barrel sleeve. When you receive your gun, the liner will be installed inside the barrel housing, just with 3 O-rings around the liner, and just slide it into the barrel housing. What the carbon fiber barrel sleeve does is that you slide it over the liner like this, and then install it into the barrel housing. By doing this, you will reduce the vibration by quite a lot, and this will improve your accuracy. The next one that will improve your accuracy is this TRS rail that I've installed on mine from Saber Tactical. It allows you to clamp down the barrel to reduce vibrations once again. You can choose to go without the clamp. It's entirely up to you, or you can mount an additional clamp. I tried to add an additional clamp, but it didn't really have an effect. The TRS rail is a little thicker than the standard one. It's not much, and the improvement in accuracy is not much, but if you're going full nerd mode like me and just want to improve your gun to be the best that it can ever be, I will recommend the TRS rail. Let's talk about the things that will affect your accuracy. When you're shooting bench like me, you want a back rider. I have installed the Saber Tactical one here, and it's actually the one made for the M3, and it will not fit the M4 if you have the standard grip installed. So what I did is to mount my Ergo grip that I've been using in all my impacts, and then the back rider will fit your gun. They have made one that fits the M4. I'm not entirely sure about the details about that, but you can go to Saber Tactical's webpage and seek out the information for yourself. Last thing that will affect your accuracy is your choice of moderator. This is the standard one that you get with the M4. It's actually just an empty shell, but it really does a pretty good job. But if you want to keep your gun very quiet, I will advise you to go for something else. I went for this one, the Huma Model 40, and I like this because it can be as short and as long as you want to, because you can add and remove chambers in the moderator. When talking about moderators, if you want to reduce your the sound of your gun, you need more volume. So every time you choose a smaller moderator, you'll have more sound, and the other way around. One last thing I want to mention is something, an accessory that you really don't need, and that will probably affect your accuracy, but in a negative way, and that is the barrel tensioning system. I've shot some super groups with the barrel tensioning system, but the consistency is not good, and I at least experience some point of impact shift. So yeah, you can install it. I don't recommend it. Last thing to mention is something that you can't get around this. You need a crony. When tuning your gun, it's an absolute necessity, and I've mounted it here on a scope mount, a carbon fiber pole that I got from eBay, and then just a couple of rubber bands around it, and then mounting it here at the end of my Arca Swiss rail, and it will pick up every shot. So it's it's a nice little contraption here, and you really need the pocket crony from FX. Let's go into a conclusion, and let's start out by talking about the things that I like and the things that I don't like. What I really like about this gun is that it has this modular build, so you can build it to match your needs exactly. I've set mine up for bench, and if you want to set yours up for hunting, well, you can do that as well. Another thing that I really like about it is the accuracy. You've seen me shooting the groups. You can see what kind of accuracy that you can actually get out of a 177 M4, and I would say it's just spectacular. Of course, you do know, you need to know how to tune it, but luckily, there are videos out there that can help you understand it, and so you can do the whole thing yourself. Another thing that I like is that you can swap caliber in 2 minutes. Loosen 2 screws, take out the barrel, take out the probe, install the new ones, and you're ready to go. Of course, you might need to tune it a little bit, but anyway, I really like that you can switch back and forth as you see fit. And another thing, I kind of mentioned that, is that help is always just around the corner with the M4. There are forums on Facebook. You can find it here on YouTube. So help is always there, but you need to use your common sense and find one that you really trust in order to get the help that you need, because there are a lot of guys out there claiming this and that and accuracy at I don't know how many 100 yards, and there are so many that are just full of crap, sorry to say. So you need to use common sense when choosing the ones that you want to learn from. Now let's talk about the things that I don't like about the gun, and I've covered it with the liners. I don't like the current liner selection in 177 for the M4. Go back, you can watch it again. You have my opinion right there. Another thing that I don't like is that I wasn't able to get this tiny little screw out to mount the angle gauge mount, and I had the angle gauge mount on my M3, and I really liked it, and I used it quite a lot. But since this screw that I need to remove, it seems to be secured with like black Loctite. I know there's no such thing, but anyway, it's just on there, and even using heat or anything, I couldn't get it out. So it bumps me out pretty much that my regulator is down there, because I'm actually I'm using it and I want to use it. I have a well-functioning regulator on my gun, so it's not that much of an issue really, but it's just nice to have. Then there's when I have to remove my regulator or service my regulator, I can't get the piston out. I even have this fancy little tool that I bought for it, and I still can't get it out. So in order to do that, I'll have to take the whole gun apart, and luckily, if you look at this, there's a little hole when going in from this side after taking the whole thing apart, where I can push it out. But it's just so annoying that I have to take it apart every time I do that. It's not like I do it every week, but every once in a while you like to service your regulator. Last thing, the slow and low. We all know it. It's there. It would be nice to be without it, but luckily there are some things you can do. You can tune your way out of it quite a lot, and you can also change the configurations of your springs. So possibilities are there, but so is the slow and low problem. I do have a redneck hack that I will share in a different video at some point, so if you want to watch that, stay tuned. So, do I recommend this gun? And the short answer is yes. Yes, I do recommend it. This one has been set up to my exact needs. It's accurate, and it has a low air consumption. It's actually pretty easy to tune if you know what you're doing. Like the other day I was switching from shooting 16 grain sands at 970 feet per second and tuning it to 20 grain H&Ns that I wanted to shoot at 895 feet per second, and it took 5 shots. 5 shots and my tune was there. So is the impact difficult to tune? Well, if you know what you're doing, not really. Would I choose a different gun? There are quite a few competitors out there now, and it just keeps on adding because the competition seems to be picking up. So there are a few options. Yes, I'm not going to mention any names, but if you want to find an alternative to the M4, it's out there. Would I choose a different gun? Maybe at some point I would like to try a different brand, but as it is for right now, I just love my FX Impact M4. So with that said, that's the end of my 9-month review of the FX Impact M4. So until next time, take care and shoot safe.